So today I'm going to do a book review about this book called Let's Build a Company. For all those people who know me, clearly know I'm an angel investor and book review is not something that I do. But after reading this book by Harpreet and Vibhor, who were my batchmates at IIT, I couldn't stop myself because there are a lot of practical things that they've mentioned in this book and are clearly very, very useful for any entrepreneur. So today I'm going to share 5 key takeaways that I've taken from this book and which I believe are very important for any startup or any startup founder or any entrepreneur. And these things he can really use to make not just his startup but his life also better. For entrepreneurs, getting a good relationship is very important because not every time you will get success in what you're doing. So you need people to fall back on, you need shoulders to cry on, you need a support system. So it's very important that you maintain a very healthy relationship. To build a better relationship, you have to ensure that you are talking to your partner. Your partner could be your life partner, you could be your founder. So it's not always important you're talking about your idea or your business plan, but it is important to have that healthy chemistry between the two people. And that can only be built by spending quality time with each other. So you must ensure that you're giving quality time to all your relationships. Also, creating relationships socially will help you as a founder. And to create that relationship, you have to ensure that whosoever you are meeting, try to remember their names, try to remember what they do. And not just that, but you always have to have that smile on your face, or you don't have to carry your work burden when you're going out socially. So you have to ensure that a relationship is going to be healthy only if you're going to give time to it. A line that struck me so well in the book was, "You might be smart, but it's better to be wise." So, this really reminds me of a quote. Somewhere I read, "Smartness is knowing that tomato is a fruit, but ensuring that tomato is in the vegetable basket and not in the fruit basket is being wise." So, in business also, you have to be very wise. You might be smart in small things, but you have to ensure that you take your decisions wisely. I might know that this is where I am good at, or this is where I'm talented at, but you have to be wise enough if this is actually what the company requires. So all these young entrepreneurs, sometimes that they believe this is my core, this is my strength, and this is what I should be doing. That's great. You should be pursuing what you like, but you have to ensure, is this as per the vision that I have? Is this as per the success goal I have? So if you are going in that direction, you are actually wise also. So if you're using your talent in a smart way, you are wise, but you have to ensure that all of you are aligned together and walking towards the same goal. So that's the wiseness you need to know as a true entrepreneur. So once you start a company, it is imminent that you're going to hire people who are going to work for you. So hiring is one tricky business. You have to be doubly sure of people who you are hiring. So there are few tips in the books which clearly tell you, suppose you are hiring an entry level guy, you have to ensure that the guy has persistence and a strong positive attitude, because without that, I don't think he will be able to sustain. Now coming to the middle management kind of person. So if you're hiring a middle management kind of person, he should be very experienced but also aspirational. He should have the aspiration to reach to the next level. So he should become the part of the journey. And now if you're hiring a very high level CEO kind of person, so this guy should be someone you are ready to be family friends with, because this is the guy who's actually driving your company or going to be a very, very important role in your company. So this guy, has to go very well with you, has to gel very well with you. He has to be just like a very close friend of yours. So as an investor, when I'm talking to the founders and later stage when I try to meet their team, in the team I need to see that energy level, that aspiration, that They want to grow with your company. They want to be part of your success story. So if you got people like that, you are in great shape. As an angel investor, the book clearly states that they're sowing seeds and they want a tree to grow and fruits to bloom out of it. So, from investors' perspective, looking at ROI is very, very important. At early stage, when people are investing in you, there are only three F's that are investing in you: friends, family, and fools. But even if they're fools, they're wise enough to know that seeds that they're growing today, I have to blossom and give them fruits and give them great, great, great returns. So all of us as an angel investors definitely look at ROI of the company or ROI of the investment that we have actually made. So you cannot fool people stating that I have a great idea and that's it. You have to have a business plan ready for it. And once you have the business plan ready for it, you have to have numbers supporting it. Once you have numbers supporting it, I think you're in great shape. The most critical and relevant advice to all the founders out there, it's very, very important to know, get into action only when money hits the bank. You might have the plan ready, you might have the team ready, you might have everything ready, but not always money comes in as committed. So you have to ensure when money hits the bank, go test the waters. Without that, please stay put, wait for the deal to happen, wait for the investor to get all the due diligence and everything cleared, and then immediately you can get into action. But without money hitting your bank, it's a complete no, no, no from my side. My conclusion for you today is go read this book. It has a lot and lot of learnings. All the key learnings that I have taken, I have summarized them well. Make sure that you have a great relationship. Ensure you're doing great hiring. Always look at your business plan from investors' point of view also. So we are looking at the ROI. Also, it's important to be smart, but it's better to be wise. And finally, execute all you want to do when the money hits your bank. These are the key takeaways that I strongly believe all of you should take home. This book has the potential to be the guide for entry level entrepreneur because this is done from two guys who were from a middle class family. They made it big, they struggled all through, they ultimately they got a great exit, and now they're angel investors themselves. So they're basically giving back to all the other founders who are like them. Harpreet and Vibhor have realistically captured both sides of the journey, from where they started as nothing, their journey through entrepreneurship, and now as angel investors, what they look in startups. I hope you enjoyed the video and all the insights that I shared with you in this video. If you haven't read the book, please go and read the book now. And if you have read the book, please share your learnings in the comment section below.